Imagine this, an unseen force, a power flowing through every cell, every object, every thought, a rhythm that's pulsing beneath everything we see and touch. Now, most of us wander through life without ever truly grasping this hidden world of vibrations and frequencies. But what if I told you that the vibrations around us and within us are constantly shaping our reality in ways we can hardly imagine? You see, frequency isn't just something reserved for science labs or sound waves. No, it's a force as real as gravity. A force that influences the way we think, feel, and even how we heal. And here's the thing. Some people believe that by understanding these frequencies, we can tap into levels of consciousness that go beyond our everyday experiences. It's a world just waiting to be explored. A world that connects science, spirituality, and a deeper sense of who we are. In fact, when I first heard about the power of certain frequencies, I was honestly skeptical. Sound affecting how we feel, changing our reality? It seemed too wild. But the more I dug into it, the more I realized that frequencies are everywhere. In nature, in our bodies, in the way we feel on a stormy day versus a sunny one. These vibrations are like silent companions that shape our lives. And there's one frequency in particular, 432 Hz, which some believe holds the key to a deeper harmony with the universe. So, stay with me as we dive into this mysterious world. Because once you start to see life through the lens of frequency, trust me, you'll never see it the same way again. Before we dive deeper, if you're feeling intrigued and ready to unlock more of life's hidden mysteries, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. By joining us here, you're not just watching, you're stepping into a world where we explore the unseen forces shaping our reality. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Have you ever felt like certain moments just click, like they're aligned in a way that feels effortless? Or, on the other hand, ever had days where everything feels off, like you're fighting against some invisible current? That's where frequencies come into play. Scientists and spiritual seekers alike tell us that everything has a vibration, a rhythm, a frequency. This invisible symphony surrounds us and, in fact, makes up who we are at a fundamental level. Think of it like this. Your heart, your brain, your entire body, they're all pulsing with electrical signals. And these signals? They create frequencies. Now, imagine what happens when these frequencies align with those in the environment, with people, with the music you hear, even with the frequency of your own thoughts. When things are in sync, you feel it. It's that sense of flow, of ease. But when they're out of sync, it's like trying to tune a piano and ending up with a cacophony. And here's where it gets really interesting. Different frequencies affect us in different ways. Some can bring a sense of calm and focus, while others can create anxiety or discomfort. Just think about how you feel in the presence of crashing waves or the hum of city traffic. We're constantly responding to these frequencies, consciously or not. So, as we journey further, remember, the frequencies around you aren't just background noise. They're shaping the way you experience life, and even the way you perceive reality. In the next part, we'll explore the science that proves it. And trust me, it's going to change how you see everything. Now, let's step into one of the most fascinating pieces of this puzzle, cymatics. If you've never heard of it, cymatics is like the visual language of sound, a way to actually see how frequencies shape the physical world around us. Imagine pouring grains of sand onto a flat metal plate, then playing a specific tone through it. You'd think the sand would just scatter randomly, right? But instead, it forms beautiful, intricate patterns, almost like snowflakes or ancient mandalas. Each pattern is unique to the frequency that's being played. One experiment in particular stands out, the Chladni experiment. Named after Ernst Chladni, an 18th century scientist who discovered these patterns, it demonstrates that sound isn't just something we hear. It's something that physically impacts the world. When certain frequencies resonate on that metal plate, the grains rearrange themselves into perfect geometric shapes. It's mesmerizing to watch, almost like the frequency is an unseen artist at work, creating order from chaos. But here's the part that really makes you wonder. If frequencies can arrange matter so precisely on a metal plate, what are they doing to our bodies? To the cells in our bloodstream? Cymatics shows us that sound and vibration aren't just sensory, they have the power to shape our physical reality. And if that's true, it opens up endless possibilities for how frequencies can heal, energize, or even uplift our spirits. So, as we look closer, remember, these patterns aren't just science tricks. They're glimpses into a hidden language, one that connects us to everything in the universe. And once you start seeing sound not just as noise but as a force that shapes, heals, and even speaks to the very essence of who we are, well, let's just say it changes everything. Alright, now that we've seen how frequencies shape the physical world, let's talk about one frequency in particular that's said to resonate with us on a deeper, almost spiritual level. 432 Hz, known by some as the frequency of nature or even the frequency of the universe, 432 Hz has this almost mythic status. People claim it feels more peaceful, more harmonious, like it aligns with something fundamental within us. But what is it about 432 Hz that makes it so special? Well, some researchers and musicians believe it's naturally attuned to the patterns we see in nature. Imagine the spiral of a seashell, the growth rings of a tree, or even the orbit of the planets. There's a mathematical elegance in nature's design, often based on ratios that echo through all living things. And it just so happens that 432 Hz seems to sync with these ratios, creating a resonance that feels, well, right? Think about music tuned to this frequency. Many listeners report that it feels more calming, more centered, as if it's attuning not just to the mind but to the heart and soul. It's almost as though 432 Hz is a frequency that connects us to something beyond ourselves, something timeless and universal. Now, whether or not science has fully caught up with these claims, one thing is for sure. People who experience music at 432 Hz often describe a sense of relief, a kind of inner peace. So, as we explore further, keep this in mind, there are certain vibrations like 432 Hz that might just be tapping into something ancient, something innate in the very fabric of who we are. And that, my friends, is where things get really interesting. Now that we understand the unique harmony of 432 Hz, let's dive into its counterpart, the standard tuning frequency we hear every day, 440 Hz. Today, most of the music around us, from pop songs to classical symphonies, is tuned to 440 Hz. But some say this frequency feels off. It's subtle, but many believe 440 Hz creates a sense of tension, unease, even anxiety in our minds and bodies. So, why are we using 440 Hz if it doesn't feel as harmonious as 432 Hz? Here's where things take a mysterious turn. There's a theory, a pretty fascinating one too, that the shift to 440 Hz wasn't random at all. Some believe it was deliberately chosen, even imposed by those in power as a way to subtly influence and, in a sense, control the masses. It sounds wild, but consider this. If frequencies can affect us on a cellular level, and if we're immersed in 440 Hz every day, then it's shaping us in ways we may not even realize. People who advocate for 432 Hz argue that our collective tuning to 440 Hz disrupts the natural resonance we have with the Earth, causing subtle dissonance in our thoughts, our feelings, and even our societies. They believe that if we return to 432 Hz, we'd experience a more balanced, harmonious reality, one that's more in tune with nature, more in tune with ourselves. Now, whether or not this theory holds true, it opens up a profound question. If a simple shift in frequency can influence how we feel and think, what other subtle forces might be shaping us without our awareness? In a world where the invisible impacts the visible, maybe it's time we start paying closer attention to the things we can't see, but can definitely feel. Let's go deeper. Imagine for a moment that this shift to 440 Hz wasn't just a casual decision, but a carefully calculated move. Some say this change in tuning frequency might have been motivated by more than just musical standards. It might have been a way to influence human consciousness on a grand scale. And while it sounds like a conspiracy theory, it's important to recognize the profound impact that even minor adjustments in vibration can have on our mental and emotional states. Consider this. If music and sound can influence our thoughts, emotions, and physical well-being, then what happens when we're exposed to a frequency that's slightly unsettling? Many who study the effects of 440 Hz argue that it creates a state of subtle tension, maybe even anxiety, which can affect our ability to feel grounded and at peace. They suggest that in a world tuned to 440 Hz, we might feel more easily agitated, distracted, and disconnected from our natural rhythm. Now, think about it. If music has this kind of power, imagine the possibilities of using frequency as a tool. Some believe that by choosing certain frequencies, it's possible to shape how societies feel, act, and even how they interact with each other. Maybe 440 Hz keeps us just out of sync with ourselves, creating a society that's easier to influence or keep in a state of mild unrest. But in contrast, imagine the potential of using frequencies like 432 Hz, frequencies that bring us back into alignment with our natural state. These are big ideas and maybe they sound far-fetched. But if there's even a chance that frequencies impact us this deeply, isn't it worth exploring? As we move forward, let's keep questioning the unseen forces that may be at play in our daily lives. Because once we're aware, we can make choices to reconnect with frequencies that feel like home. Alright, now that we've explored the potential influences of these frequencies, let's talk about how specific vibrations are actually being used for healing, real, tangible healing. This isn't just a spiritual concept. It's backed by science and technology in the form of frequency-based therapies like PMF, or pulsed electromagnetic field therapy. This therapy uses specific frequencies to stimulate our cells, encouraging healing and regeneration at a cellular level. Imagine this: our cells naturally vibrate at particular frequencies, and when they're disrupted, whether by stress, injury, or illness, they can fall out of harmony. PMF works to bring them back to their ideal frequency, helping the body to restore itself. This isn't just experimental. PMF is used worldwide for things like pain relief, bone repair, and even mental clarity. It's a fascinating blend of science and ancient understanding, showing us that frequency truly has the potential to heal, both physically and mentally. Now, if certain frequencies can bring healing and balance, it begs the question, what else can they do? Could they be used to shift not only our health but our states of mind, our emotional well-being, even our capacity for peace and connection? Imagine a world where healing wasn't about suppressing symptoms, but about realigning with natural frequencies that bring balance and harmony to the body and mind. It's almost like tuning an instrument back to its perfect pitch. And just like a perfectly tuned instrument produces beautiful music, a body in tune with healing frequencies can bring out the best in our lives, in our minds, and in our spirits. This is where the power of frequency truly starts to reveal itself, not just as a theory but as a tool for transformation that's already in our hands. Now, let's take it a step further and explore how these frequencies connect us not just to ourselves, but to something much larger: nature, the universe, even a higher consciousness. There's a growing understanding that when we align with certain frequencies, especially natural ones like 432 Hz, we're syncing up with the rhythms of the earth itself. It's as if we're tuning ourselves to the heartbeat of life around us, resonating with a deeper harmony that goes beyond our individual selves. Think about it. The earth has its own frequency, known as the Schumann resonance, which pulses at around 7.83 Hz. Many researchers believe that when we resonate with these natural frequencies, we experience a state of greater balance, a feeling of oneness, and even enhanced mental clarity. It's like finding our place in a universal orchestra, where every note and vibration contributes to a larger harmony. And when we're in tune with this, we're not just living, we're thriving, we're connected. This alignment with nature's frequencies has profound effects on our state of mind. People report feeling calmer, more focused, more connected to themselves and others. It's as if these frequencies help us transcend the noise of daily life and tune into a kind of collective awareness, an intuitive understanding that we're part of something far greater than ourselves. Imagine if more people tuned into these natural frequencies, if entire communities resonated with the energy of the earth and the universe. The possibilities for collective healing, heightened consciousness, and a more harmonious society are immense. Because, at the end of the day, connecting with these frequencies isn't just about individual wellness, it's about bringing us all back to a state of unity with the world we live in. Now, let's reflect on what these frequencies mean on a societal level. Imagine a world where sound and vibration are not just background noise, but guiding forces that shape our culture, our emotions, and even our shared experiences. It's a powerful thought, that these invisible frequencies can influence the mood of an entire room or even a city. This is why some believe that if we're exposed consistently to dissonant frequencies like 440 Hz, it can subtly push society into a state of unrest or anxiety, keeping us out of harmony not just with ourselves but with each other. But what if we shifted back to frequencies that feel aligned, natural, and harmonious? Picture communities filled with music tuned to 432 Hz, a frequency that promotes calm, balance, and connection. Imagine how different our interactions might be, how society might evolve if we were all resonating at this deeper, more natural vibration. It's a subtle shift, but one with profound implications. In fact, when we start to align ourselves with harmonious frequencies, we begin to break free from the invisible constraints of stress and anxiety that have quietly become our norm. The power of these frequencies isn't just in the individual impact. They have the potential to create ripple effects that transform entire societies. By tuning into these higher vibrations, we're not just healing ourselves, we're creating a foundation for a more connected, compassionate world. So, as you listen to these ideas, imagine what it would be like to live in a society that's truly in tune. What kind of future could we create if we all resonated with frequencies that lifted us up, brought us together, and reminded us of our shared connection to the world around us? Now, let's bring everything together with a practical invitation to experience this resonance for yourself. Imagine immersing yourself in music tuned to 432 Hz, letting it flow through your mind and body. Maybe you close your eyes, take a deep breath, and simply let the sound wash over you, feeling its calm and balance bringing you back into harmony. This isn't just a theory or an abstract concept. It's something you can experience right here, right now. Find a track in 432 Hz, put on your headphones and allow yourself to feel the difference. Notice how your body relaxes, how your mind feels clearer, how your emotions soften. This is more than just listening. It's a way of tuning into the natural rhythm that aligns us with something beyond ourselves. In doing this, you're reconnecting with an ancient, timeless resonance. It's like a return home, a chance to realign with the Earth's heartbeat and with the deeper essence of who you are. And as you make this practice a part of your life, you might just start to notice subtle shifts in how you see the world, how you relate to others, and how at peace you feel within yourself. So take that step. Try it, feel it, and let these frequencies become a pathway back to harmony. Because the truth is, we're all vibrating, all resonating, and when we choose frequencies that uplift and align us, we're choosing a life that's truly in tune. Welcome to the power of 432 Hz, and welcome to the journey back to yourself.